I can't. Shit's mad tight. Sorry. Oh wow, this is great. I can't believe this is happening. So hello. Let me try that again. All right. Yeah, I can't believe this is happening. Hello, everyone. If you're here, you know me. My name is Enrique, and this is Enrique's Entries, and this is the inaugural episode of our second season. I'm sitting here with a multi-talented artist, and correct me if I'm wrong, mixer, engineer, a man of all talents, a jack of all trades, Mr. Jason Flame.
I'm blushing. Thank you. That intro was amazing.
Thank you, thank you. I try. You know, I try to make everyone feel like they're coming out, like being presented as like a movie star. You know.
Or I've definitely wanted to do more podcasts and stuff like this for a while. So thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, of course. Like you and I, we go way back. For nobody who knows, which is probably most of the people listening to this, you and I go all the way back to high school.
We're
Yeah.
like sophomore year, maybe.
Yeah. No, we used to sit at the lunch table. It was me, you. I won't say other people's names because they probably wouldn't appreciate just being aired out like that.
Reggie.
Not that it was anything, but okay, yeah, Reggie of all people. Him, yeah, I don't have a problem with. I know he'll be chill about that. But yeah, we used to sit, chill, just chop it up, and we didn't really start like working together creatively up until after high school, like 2018, 2019. We tried to do some stuff with Lonely Universe. That unfortunately fell through, and then we tried getting together one more time when I was on You're Gonna Hate This podcast. That also fell through. And the third time is a charm. Here we are. And
I couldn't be happier. Sometimes do it yourself, I guess.
Yeah, no, 100%, if anything. Yeah, so where do we begin? How about when I talk to artists, I always like to ask them about their influences. I know it's like a pretty basic question, but I feel like if anything, people's musical interests, or rather their influences, are what help create the music they make. I like how you could feel like Lil Uzi, for example, makes trap, but he also listens to Paramore. You know, it's like it's the stuff like that. The versatility of it, I think, really adds to the craft. So let me ask you, what are your interests? You know, let me rephrase that. Your influences. What's the music you grew up on that made you think, "Damn, this is what I want to do"?
Well, when I first like started listening to music, like this is even before like the thought of ever crossed like of like making music. I was into like a lot of like alternative rock. Like I used to listen to like a lot of Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, stuff like that.
Nice.
Because I would watch like these little short films, like these anime short films, like on YouTube, and like that'd be the music in the background. So like, I don't know. Like I was a weird kid. I didn't really like get into like hip hop music until like a little bit later. When I did, I would say I was probably listening to like a lot of like Drake, Wayne. I was like big on like Lupe Fiasco at the time.
Nice.
Word. So I would say like now I probably draw like a lot of inspiration from like artists like Saba or like Isaiah Rashad, more so currently. I think they make the type of music that like really just resonates with me. Back then I was more so just listening to like what I could, trying to like learn the ins and outs of the genre. I feel like I'm forgetting some people, but I would say Drake, Lupe, Isaiah, definitely probably like top 3, like in terms of like influence. I like a lot of Brent Faiyaz's music. I think he influences like a lot of my like singing and the way I stack vocals. I think Smino is really cool. Like the shit he does is crazy. So
yeah, I think especially when you're talking about stacking vocals and also your singing. Before I respond to like your influences, I just want to say your singing has gotten a lot better. It's gotten so much better since you first started recording, and I feel like that's natural for any artist, you know, because it's like your voice is a muscle, so it's going to get better the more you use it, and the maturation just really shows. So I really like that. But I feel you 100%. When I was younger, I was also very heavy into alt rock, and honestly, like emo rock too. Like when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Linkin Park as well. I had this. My dad found an iPod Touch on the floor in Owl's Head Park. Excuse me, and it was like a gift from the heavens for me because I didn't have an iPod and I didn't really have a way to like listen to music because we just weren't well off like that. And when he found that, it had like 800 songs in there of so many different genres. There was like Nirvana, There was. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought my phone was on silent.
You're good.
Sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah, no, it had like 800 songs from all these different genres, and I feel like it really just introduced me to the music taste that I have now. And I think that our generation is really unique because we have the internet. And because we have the internet, we're not just confined to like one overarching genre. Like,
very true. As opposed to like back then, you kind of just listen to like whatever your parents played in the house or was around you. I actually find it really interesting that like you found that iPod and like who knows what music could have been on that, but like you were just like drawn to like the songs on that iPod for whatever reason. I think that's actually really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Because my dad, when when I was growing up, like it's like you're saying, it's all your parents listen to. Like I have vivid memories of being four, playing checkers with my dad, and him blasting like DMX in the house, and like Wu Tang. That's the kind of shit I was listening to. But hearing stuff like Nirvana for the first time, Aerosmith, and who else? I heard Prince for the first time on there too. It just blew my mind because I had no clue any of these people existed. Oh man, yeah. The first time I heard "Beat It" by Michael Jackson was also like on that iPod.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, man. It was a wild introduction to music. Sorry. Give me 1 second. My laptop is not charged as I thought it was.
Word. That's why I did it on my phone. I figured it'd just be a little bit easier.
Yeah, no, for sure. I wish I had recording software and editing software on my phone.
I know you got all the other shit. You got to actually record this. I'm just here on the camera.
Yeah, for real. You're just here looking pretty.
I ain't brushed my hair this morning, so that boosted my ego a little bit.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for, man. Just doling out the positive vibes, making everyone feel good about themselves.
Word.
What's it called? But yeah, no, I see that too when you talk about all these different people, all these different artists who influence you. Like I feel like when artists or creatives name their influences, then you start to see, oh, okay, I see why you do this. Like how you're talking about with you said it was Brent Faiyaz, right? With how he layers his vocals. Yeah, I feel like he's really an outlier out there too. I feel like not very many people would think about layering vocals the way that he does, and it just makes the song. It makes it feel a lot more full.
Word, I agree, 100%. I think there's just something about like singing in different octaves and like trying to harmonize with yourself that I just like. I really like, and like this new project that like I'm working on right now. That there's a lot more of that I could say as opposed to like on Phoenix, I was just kind of like dabbling in that. Like I could say a lot of the music that you and like everybody else hasn't heard yet. Yeah. There's like a lot more of that going on. Like a lot more me being comfortable with like just like singing. And like there's even songs where like I'm not rapping on them. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I was listening to some of your old projects this morning actually as I was cleaning around the house. And I was listening to it wasn't Luke, but it was from Neo Soul. Which one was it? Honestly, I'm just gonna pull it up right now because I feel like your storytelling ability is one of the things that I feel like probably doesn't like. I don't know if you hear about that a lot. People tell you about your storytelling ability, but yours, the way that you were just bearing your soul on the track, talking about this little kid and him being accustomed to what he's used to. Cheating on his
me.
What?
Don't Need Me. I think that's the song.
Don't Need Me. That was the name of the track. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I really just had to pause and take a sec because it was one of those moments where the music like really just hit you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. But no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When I approach like the songwriting process, I try to be very general but like very specific at the same time. So like I don't know if you noticed, but like in a lot of my songs, like I try to like name drop like people that I know.
Yeah.
Because it's like you might not know Enrique, but like you might know someone that like in your life that's like just like that person. So it's like I feel like adding like little personal touches like that really helps people connect with the music more because it makes me feel more like a real person.
Oh yeah, 100%. I am. I do things like that when I write too because I like feeling grounded. You know. I like when I'm just trying to figure out the right way to word it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. I really appreciate when it feels like what I'm reading is authentic, or rather, what I'm listening to is authentic.
Word.
And I like that you do that. You know, you put the name drops, you put the people in there, and it's also like just a way of like shouting at your homies. I think that's really dope.
Yeah, that's it.
And so when we were talking about your musical direction, why don't we do that? Because
Okay.
and you've told me a few times like off camera too about how this new music is different, and I'm really interested in that because I appreciate when artists mature and they step outside of the comfort zone or do something entirely different from what they had before. Like I think a good example of that is Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, he's super dope.
Oh, amazing! And the fact that he's coming out with a new album, can't wait. I'm gonna bump it so hard all day, every day. Because with
Did you hear the new
Igor,
thing?
oh hell yeah! It came out while I was at work actually, so
Word.
I had my AirPod in and I was just listening to it, and it kind of felt like his throwaway tracks that he would put on. I think it was before Igor came out.
Word, like
Like
on YouTube and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
it had that kind of vibe. So I mean, like if it's on the album, I still think it will be really cool. But if it's
Hmm.
not on the album and we get like just completely new music and stuff we haven't heard before, that'd be awesome too.
Word.
But what I was saying is, yeah, no, the maturation and seeing artists evolve. Like, why don't you speak to that?
Uh, well, we could talk about Tyler specifically.
Okay.
He's definitely an artist. I feel like the way he inspires me, even like beyond musically, is kind of just like he's always like trying to find new ways to like reinvent himself,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is like super dope because it's like you never know what a new Tyler album is gonna sound like, and I kind of want to just be like that artist. Like I want to like yeah, I want to still make stuff like that satisfies my fans, but at the end of the day, I know I'm making this music for myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of just putting it out to the world, and like whatever happens, happens. So like I like love the fact that like when I do make new projects, like I try to like be completely different, like go in a whole different direction. Like with this project, like it was like completely different. Usually I have like the cover art and the name for the project like right away.
Mm-hmm.
This project, I like bought a microphone, like I was working a job and like I
Mm-hmm.
was mixing all this stuff myself, like for the very first time.
Nice.
So what ended up happening is that I ended up just making like a bunch of songs with
Mm-hmm.
like no direction. And like I didn't really get a direction for like the project name or the artwork until actually like very recently.
Oh wow.
But like what's cool to see is like the project still sounds like very cohesive. So I can say it's like a very good representation of where I was like at the time and like my headspace when I was making this music.
Nice. Nice. That's really cool. I am. Excuse me. Like just from my own personal experience, I think that when you have to step in, or rather step up, and you start to do every little inch of whatever your passion may be yourself,
Mm-hmm.
like for you, it's the mixing, the engineering, producing, recording, and just making sure everything is fine tuned. It really gives you a new appreciation for the craft in general. I feel like, and for me especially, it was really invigorating.
Right.
And Tyler is. I'm glad that that's an example we're using because I'm probably like the most familiar. I think that's an example I use all the time when talking about how artists evolve because you're right. No two Tyler albums sound the same. Like you can't listen to Cherry Bomb and then listen to Flower Boy, or even okay, let's go even further back. You can't take Igor and then compare it to Bastard.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't even think it's the same artist.
Mm-hmm. Like totally completely different headspaces. Even the way like he speaks about certain things, it
Mm-hmm.
just seems like he's a lot more grown up and mature, like in his process, like the way he makes music. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like early on with like Odd Future, it was just like a bunch of kids trying to figure out how to like navigate being edgy and famous.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like he looks like he's a lot more comfortable in his own skin. He's just making the music he really wants to make. Like I feel like he makes a lot of like pretty sounding music now,
Oh,
a lot of
100%.
chords and stuff like that. Before I feel like he was trying to make more of like a statement, like just
Mm-hmm.
like I'm here, this is me. It's more so like he's just trying to make the best sounding music. I feel like now.
Yeah. Before his a lot of his early stuff, especially with Odd Future and all of them, and I feel like really probably changed. I don't know. I would probably say Wolf. I think is when a lot of that started to change. Like the music was equally rough and pretty at the same
Mm.
time. Oh, excuse me. With tracks like 48, it's got. I'm sorry.
You're
That was
good,
my
bro.
cat. That was my cat. Okay, everything is fine. There's no mess. Nothing is broken. That's what's important. Yeah, no, like on 48 especially, I feel like it's got the perfect balance of